I'm Kitty.
And I'm Max.
And this is Dango Duo. We finished an anime.
We finished the anime. We did the thing. We
watched a whole season of an anime.
And we posted our reactions here on the YouTubes.
For the whole thing.
Welcome to the finale.
Le finale.
The final reaction. The end. E-N-D of Magical Girl Racing Keikaku.
Yep.
It's been a journey.
It has.
We just finished watching the finale together.
Yep.
What a freaking... not really a roller coaster, but it feels...
a bit of a roller coaster.
I think it feels like the end of a roller coaster.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah, it's that last turn before you pull back into the entrance, I guess.
Like, oh, that's a good turn.
Yeah, and then you're like, and here we're back where we began, kind of, maybe.
What's it called when you're, like, tilted slightly? That's a good pivot? No.
Yeah.
The roller coaster term for it.
Yeah.
That.
Satisfying. Although we have another word for it that we'll be revealing in due time. But you know the drill. We're going to assume that if you're watching this video, you've been following our reaction series. And if you haven't, link in the description down below.
Why the fuck
watch
would
the playlist.
You start at the
Why
end?
would you start at the end? I don't know. Maybe they're brave.
I knew people who would always read, like, the last sentence in the book before they started the book. And
That's
I'm like,
weird.
That's dumb.
I don't do that. That's weird.
No.
Especially because you have no context then.
Yeah.
And you won't even remember.
Nope.
But anyhow, before I start going on about writing, you know the drill. We're not even gonna give you a summary. We assume you're part of the Magical Girl Racing Keikaku podcast, book club, anime club, weekly thing. It's weird. We're almost done.
We are done.
No, but like, as soon as this video's over, it's gonna be over.
That's okay. We've got the remnants of fall to pick up on before winter.
Yeah, we have to watch Keijo. We have to do our full analysis of Keijo. I said it on a video. Now we have to do it.
No, you already said it in the video, and we haven't done it yet.
We have to do Yoi.
We do actually have to do it.
Yuri on Ice. Yo on Ice.
Yo on Ice.
Okay, we're stalling. Let's dive right in. We're gonna jump into the spoiler zone at the count of 3,
2,
1.
Fuck Fav.
Fuck Fav.
I just spit all over myself while saying that.
It feels weird.
Feels very
okay.
good.
And I'm not saying this to kind of blow my own horn or tune my own horn or do something to one of my musical instrument collection. But it feels weird that I called several things in this episode. One of them being that like Fab was like being frustrated with Swim and
we both kind of called that.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely correct. And it feels weird to not only know it but have Fab actually say it. Like, you know, if, like Swim. What did he say? That like she's not right in the head.
Basically, yeah. She said she's a little fucked up in the head.
She's a little fucked in the head. So I say we just take it from the top, step by step. This episode starts with an opening where we see some Snow White stuff, so a little bit of a flashback.
Snow White being sad.
Yeah,
because life sucks.
Yeah, and it's true. Life sucks, and all my friends are dead.
Yeah, for real though.
And I was telling Kitty because we were doing our live reaction, and maybe someday we'll actually like record us, so you could like watch it with us. But like I was watching it, and I was like, please don't tell me she dies. We're doing the thing again. We're doing the thing again where we like learn more about her, but right before she dies. We'll get there.
Yep.
So it jumps immediately. We in there, boys. Ripple versus Swim.
Final showdown hype.
We in there, boys.
We in there, boys.
Okay. Can I just say how amazing it is that Ripple is actually wearing Top Speedo's cape? Yes.
I was so happy.
She was wearing it.
She was
wearing it.
She's wearing the thing.
She's wearing the thing. Also, Ripple pulls out a gun and just shoots Swim. That's the best.
Their fight is really good. It has some moments where you're like, oh my god, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
But also it's like really intense too.
But the thing is, like, the gun thing is silly, but it makes sense for Ripple's like, I'm gonna bring a fucking gun.
Yeah, this is a knife fight, I'm gonna bring a gun to a knife fight.
Yeah.
Literal mentality. And I mean, she stole that bag from Calamity Mary, so maybe there were just guns in there already.
That actually explains like the source of like the grenades as well. I think you know what? I didn't catch that.
She was just like, I don't know, fuck it, gun.
I was gonna bring that up being like, does that actually make sense? But no, you're actually completely right.
She had already loaded that bag full then.
So those two girls fight for a little while.
They fight for about half the episode. It's a damn good fight.
And we don't get the climax of that fight until after the next point in our list, which is Fav explains everything.
Fav is like, you know what? There's 3 girls left. Snow White, to fill you in on the deets.
It's like, Snow White, these other two girls,
They kind of suck.
they kind of suck. You also kind of suck, though.
But you're the most master qualified.
Yeah, out of all of these terrible people, you're the least sucky out of all of them. And it's funny because you didn't stain your hands with blood.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you're the most qualified. It's like you're the least unqualified of all of these people.
Basically, because he's like, Swim Swim is fucked in the head.
Yeah.
And Ripple is like too headstrong.
Yeah, to be a master. So, aside from all the other things, Fav also explains the entire reason behind the Magical Girl recruitment program.
Yep.
And the entire principle being that in various places, or they run programs like these, and the setup is different. In some of them are like, the girls try to see, who can be the best.
Deeds and all that fun stuff.
Or fight monsters, which was clearly the case with Cranberry. And in other cases, like what Cranberry was doing, was to just force the girls to kill each other. And it's clear from what they said earlier that that's not usually the case, but that's what Cranberry wanted to do. Because her and Fav were frustrated with being unable to get girls.
Yeah. Or being only able to get really shitty girls.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, again, weird, because why do you need those girls for? Or what do you need those girls for? And I guess, like, magic wars, maybe?
I guess, yeah. That's never fully explained. It would be interesting, like, this ending feels open enough where we could go into the world of magic later.
Yeah, which I assume is the second volume of the light novel, I must assume. Or at least the second arc of the story. It definitely feels like if they wanted to, they could just pick it up and follow up. It's a really nice, close ending.
Yeah.
If I must give a parallel, and please hold up before you put an angry comment down below, the ending of the first arc of the SAO novels is very tight. It's so tight you could just stop reading there, or pick up the rest of the arcs. The SAO novels are actually really good. I've read them. The anime is absolute goddamn garbage. Absolute garbage. But the novels there, like the first arc ends in such a good, tight note. Or really, actually, just the first novel ends in a really tight moment. And this was the same thing. It wrapped things up very neatly. Especially when we get to...
But not feeling, like, contrived in its neatness.
Yeah, exactly. No, it didn't feel, like, forced. It felt like an organic ending to it all. Especially because we fast forward, like, 6 months into the future. But we're not there yet. Aside from Fave explaining stuffs,
he explains all about that Cranberry was Cranberry is the odd one out, actually.
Yeah, and also that, like, Cranberry had actually... The flashback that we get at the beginning, where Cranberry becomes the master, that wasn't the previous time.
Yeah.
Because Cranberry had actually been doing this for a little while.
Yeah.
Trying to get magical girls.
And she always ended up just killing them
all of them, which... really shows you the problem here, because Cranberry just wants to kill people, or just wants to fight stronger.
People.
So why would she let them become master then?
Yeah.
So I would understand why Fab would be like, yeah, this is really not working out.
He's like, it's fun, but I don't think this is working. No, literally, he says, I agree with Cranberry's opinion.
Yeah, but in retrospect, I don't really think this is all working out.
Yeah, whatever. Fav was probably bored of all this shit.
So Fav's... And I love that at the end it's just like managerial work. It's like, we gotta send a report back to the world of magic. And as dark and awful as this all seemed, to the world of magic is like one of hundreds of projects. And it's like, the Earth Project 239 didn't come out well this year. Yeah. It's fine. We'll just cut the losses.
Shuffle it under the other paperwork.
In the yearly report. It's fine.
Yep.
And that's the dark part of it.
Like,
human beings
doesn't really matter.
Currency. So after that explanation, we get a bit of a really odd cut where you see like Snow White jumps out the window to leave,
and then it flashbacks to before she had jumped out the window to leave,
which is really awkward.
But we were there before she jumped out the window to leave.
Yeah, it's really awkward.
It feels like they could have just transposed those two little bits.
I wonder if there was like a commercial break there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It still doesn't make much sense. That's like the only nitpick I have in the episode.
Yeah.
After that, though, we have the final fight.
Yes.
The resolution of the fight between Swim Swim and Ripple. And I have a slight complaint that because Ripple came in prepared, but we had to see her figure things out again.
Oh yeah, that's
because she already knew things, and she already came prepared to do the things she was gonna do.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, oh, we have to explain.
I guess
it for
you just
people
like forgot for a sec.
It felt more like for the viewers thing.
Yeah.
So, Kitty, what is Swim Swim weak to against?
Light and sound.
Light and sound. Gee, what can produce light and sound, Kitty?
Well, it's not a grenade or a gun.
No, not a grenade, and not a gun.
Or Ripple's blood.
Or Ripple's blood.
Because there's a lot of that.
I wonder, if there was some sort of device, a pocket device that you could throw and it would do all those things, it's a flashbang. I called it.
Yep.
Flashbang.
Flashbang.
That was satisfying.
Flashbang.
It flashes.
No, like the most satisfying part of that battle was like gore warning.
Yeah.
But yeah, the most satisfying part was like after Swim like cuts her eye and then cuts off her arm.
Yeah.
This happens, by the way. And then Ripple uses her own blood to blind Swim temporarily.
That was hardcore.
I'm like, oh, that's so good.
That's really good.
Yeah. It feels satisfying to be like, fuck you, Swim.
Yeah, and I like that we never, aside from Winter Person, we never really had a chance to explore the harsh consequences of like, well, I'm just gonna cut your arm off. Yeah,
because Hydraulics could just regenerate and she didn't give a shit.
And I agree with you, it's the fucking best thing where Ripple just picks up her disembodied arm and just
sprays the
blood on Swim.
It's good.
And of course, Ripple's plan comes to fruition. She throws a flashbang and Swim untransforms
back into her little girl self.
And Ripple, of course, one eye, half of her face bleeding,
blood
her
everywhere.
arm is just like missing, and she just kind of like stumbles towards the child, can't see her, pokes her with the tip of her foot, and just pokes her with the sword a couple. Like it's so weak,
unsatisfying, yeah.
But I actually like that. Yeah. I like that because look, she's not gonna like do a backflip. She's bleeding from everywhere.
She's like almost dead at this point.
Yeah, and
she stabby.
Yeah, she stab, and then takes a couple steps back and falls over.
Yep.
And
this is, Snow White. I was glad to have met you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we get that moment of like,
is she dead?
Is she dead? So Snow White eventually makes it over there,
and she's like,
sees the body of Swim,
and she's like,
and
shit.
goes, oh no. And then Fab comes out of nowhere and goes...
No, she turns around and she sees Ripple's human form, too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And she's like, shit, they're all dead.
Yeah, and Fab is like,
congratulations! And it plays this, like, stupid victory music.
Yeah.
Well, not quite like that, but you know what I mean.
But you know what we mean.
Yeah.
It's like, congratulations,
you won! All my friends are dead, Fab!
And freaking Snow White's like, I'm not having any of this. And earlier on, she destroyed the communication device.
She literally fucking
tore
ripped
it apart,
in half.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then she proceeds to try to destroy the main one, the master console. Yeah. And
picks up giant rocks, slams it down until those rocks are tiny rocks, and then she's like, at one point, she's just slamming her fist doon. You could see the blood spraying out when she brings it back up.
Yeah, that was hardcore.
That was hardcore.
And then
Fav is like, oh, all these stupid magical girls, you let them all die in vain, lol.
Yeah. Ooh,
like he is like rubbing it in, like he don't give a fuck. I guess.
Yeah, like Fab didn't have to like do that. And then we get introduced to or reminded of the application of Snow White's powers because Fab is being like, you have to do this, you have to do this, and then she's like, no, I can hear you.
You don't want me to destroy this device.
Yeah, and you need me more than I need you. And that's very nicely established. And then when she tries to destroy it and fails, suddenly someone appears, Kitty.
As Fav is like, top speed, she was the worst, am I right? And then Ripple fucking like is like,
comes out and is like, I heard what you said.
I heard what you said about my bestie.
Yeah, and even Fav is like, you're not dead.
And Fav's like, no, because the rabbit foot saved her.
Yes, right, yes.
The rabbit's foot did it.
I love that reaction shot of just Fav is like, you're not dead.
It's like, wait a minute, what, Ripple?
And I love that was when Fab was being like, you magical girls have this faint, stupid idea that you can make the impossible happen. Lol.
It was because of your fucking item, Fav.
Yeah. Oh, talking about the items that Fav gave them, Fav suddenly begins to panic because nothing in the human world can destroy the Master Console, but a magical item can, such as the Spear of Swim.
Such as Ruler.
And the spear that now Ripple is holding. And we see from Snow White's point of view,
you can hear Fav's voice.
Going,
he's like, oh shit, that's really bad, really bad.
And Ripple just like walks step,
and
step,
Fav is like, no, you don't want to do this, Ripple. We cool, right? We cool.
Okay. No one in the history of ever has ever said, please reconsider what you're trying to do, and has actually succeeded.
Yeah.
Like, that is the very last line of, like, any, like...
you did.
Or, like, Bond villain, or any sort of, like, when you ask someone to reconsider what they're doing, you're done. You're done.
You did already.
So, Ripple succeeds. She destroys the Master Console, and Fab just like spurts out of reality.
Yep.
And we have a nice cut 6 months into the future. We hear things about a strange sighting of a cloaked magical girl going about doing stuff.
A black-coated magical girl.
And also mysterious stories of a white magical girl in strange places, like presidential abductions, terrorist organizations being taken
Overseas,
out.
basically.
Yeah, overseas. We see the high school friends.
The buddies, they're in high school now.
Yeah, being all like...
Oh, whatever happened to Koyuki?
Yeah.
She just like left for 6 months and her mom was really worried.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
You're like, that's a little dark, but...
And then we cut to Ripple sitting on the telephone tower, being all like, oh, it's you. And then Snow White's back.
No, mate. The best thing...
Did I miss something?
No, the best thing about this reunion... Ripple doesn't have her arm and she still has the scar.
Yeah, and actually, you pointed this out, that in her human form she still had an arm. So that kind of reinforces the belief that their magical girl bodies are independent from their human bodies.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Sochan.
Yeah, exactly.
Which it does make sense. So when she's a magical girl form, she's still missing an eye and an arm.
Yeah, which is so cool.
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
Like, one-armed magical girl. Like, holy shit, that's awesome.
There's a line where it's like magical girls are for children, and it's them fighting.
Yeah, it's them like fighting hardcore.
Also, we get the shot from the opening.
Yeah,
of them holding hands.
We did it, fam.
We did it, fam.
We did it. And then they spar, and then they're happy again. It's like Ripple's like, so I see you've been like all over the world saving people.
And freaking Snow White's like, yeah, I took 3 bullet shots yesterday.
I kind of need your help. Can you spar with me?
Yeah.
Can you make me stronger?
Aww. And apparently both of them, like, this is the little like open-ended thread. They both of them got consoles again.
Yeah, somehow.
And like apparently they've been reaching the world of magic has been reaching out to them, but they've just been deleting the messages.
Yeah.
So that to me is like the setup for something
another
else.
arc, yeah. Although the interesting thing is that when Fab was destroyed, the app went down too.
Yeah, exactly. Or well, how much of it do you think it's like it's actually the app, or the people upstairs were like, okay, just cut this shit. This is a fucking shit show.
Yeah, I wonder.
Right? Because like, do you think Fab was doing all of it on his own?
Well, I think he was doing it with Cranberry.
Yeah, no, but what I mean is like,
like
where did all the power
app.
come from, right?
That's true.
Yeah, right. Because it's kind of like saying like, I'm really pushing the corporation metaphor here, but it's like, what, you think this middle management guy can just like change the company's course all by himself?
Well, maybe he was just like the head manager for the app or whatever, and then once he was gone, they were all like, whatever.
Because they mentioned the admins.
Yeah.
So would one be to assume those were the higher ups being like, yeah, we'll let you run this program. This is a nice contemporary way of recruiting magical girls.
Yeah, seems legit.
You're on the fast way to a promotion there, young man.
He's like, oh boy.
Fab coated in blood.
Oh boy.
Sorting through magical girl limbs.
Yep, the usual.
Kitty, this anime was a goddamn journey.
It was fun.
That was like...
I feel very satisfied.
Note, not satisfied, satisfied.
Yep, I'm sad it's over, but I'm happy with the way it ended.
Yeah, well, I'm sad that we're not gonna do this. I mean, this series, we're gonna come back and do some more reactions together.
We got winter anime coming up now.
Especially with winter anime. I'm sad that it's over, but I'm glad that it happened. That's a famous quote, isn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah, some sort of Shakespearean shit.
Something.
But it's weird because I look back on it and I never do the following up shows weekly thing. I never do that. I never do it ever.
I literally only did it with like Love Live.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Yeah, and it was nice because this show definitely grabbed my attention. Other shows didn't grab my attention. They were nice and interesting, but I was like, I'll binge watch them when it's over. Easier to do with stuff like that.
Yeah, but this one, no. Once we hit, like, I think it was like episode 4 or 5, where we're like, we in this every week.
No, we in. Yeah, and like the only slow point was like episode 10, but even then.
Yeah.
Like
but it's because so much had already happened.
Like, that slow episode was like immensely fast and action-packed compared to other shows.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a different standard, you could say. What a journey.
Yep.
It feels like a whole season.
Yeah, it has been.
Man, it's been a long journey.
So, look forward to Koyuki or Snow White cosplay from me, probably.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Oh, I freaking love that.
Or Top Speedo.
Oh, you can do Top Speedo.
I really like Top Speed's design.
Yeah.
But I love Snow White's design, too.
Yeah, I freaking love her design so much. I kept going on about it. That armband is so strong. I freaking love that look.
Yeah.
Kitty, what was your favorite moment of the whole series?
Canon gaze.
Yeah.
Canon gaze.
Yeah. I have to say, I agree. Winter Prison and Sister Nana, and of course Sochan and freaking Snow White were really strong.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of Top Speedo and Ripple. A little bit.
And then a little Ripple and Snow White at the end.
A little
and
bit.
then Hardcore Alice and Snow White too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I could easily see Top Speedo as bi, no problem at all.
She was in a fucking biker gang. Yeah, she's cool.
A strong ship right there. Strong enough to sail the 7 seas. But a close second, it was so satisfying to see Ripple wearing that coat.
Right.
That was so good.
Oh,
that was good. Because that's like honoring a character's death.
And the most bad. That's so shonen too.
Yeah. And
to walk into the battlefield with that.
And also, it also improved her design a lot.
It did actually.
Yeah, and I'm just like, because it changed her outline entirely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know the gays were that like we came in here for the gays and stayed for the story.
Yep.
And that, I think, is the ultimate goal. To get
actually,
what you
the
want.
Gays just came and surprised us. So
yeah, that's also true.
We were like, yeah, that seems gay. Oh no, wait, that's canon gay.
Yeah. Overall, like, there were really no points where, like, there were legitimately no points in the story where I had to make
leaps of logic.
Leaps of logic, or had to do the anime thing where I'm like, yeah, this is not good, but I like the characters enough to tag along. So, no compromises. No compromises through the entire series.
There were only like tiny weak points.
Yeah.
In the overall grand scheme of things.
And through your comments, we learned a couple of things, like, you know, like the thing with HGA and Snow White, where it made more sense in the book because you had been following Snow White and you knew what she was going through.
Yeah.
Just hearing people panicking all the time.
Yeah.
That would definitely grain on someone's mental state.
Especially someone
that there
frail as her.
makes more sense. So that's why we both assumed it was an anime thing. You know, like, oh, clearly they either had to cut something out, or we don't have the full understanding of why things unfold the way they did it. Yeah. Overall, though, this was a fantastic experience, and
honestly, yeah.
And we want to know what you have to say in the comments down below.
Crunchyroll has finally acknowledged this is a really fucking good anime, and it's on their staff picks.
Oh, that's so satisfying, because this is actually a really good story.
Right? Because I'm like, all right, I guess your NI seems good. Keijo's shit, and Izeda's. A lot of people like Izeda for some reason.
Well, a lot of people like bad stuff too. Just keep that in mind.
We'll get to that.
Season 2 is coming. No, just kill me.
We'll get to
I don't want to have to do that.
We gotta.
Attack on Titan's
we gotta.
Kitty, the walls are built of Titan.
We posted an hour rant as our first Dango Duo video.
I'm crying.
We have to do season 2.
The king mind wiped everyone, so they forgot the walls were made out of Titan.
And Krista is a magical princess.
And everyone. Never mind, I'm dying.
We'll get to that.
There's a whole 1 hour rant. Kitty just said that.
Yeah.
Of us ranting about Attack on Titan. You should look that up.
Yeah.
And we talk about the basement reveal. What's in the basement? Sadness.
Disappointment.
As opposed to satisfaction, that's just 100% sadness right there.
Yep.
And disappointment. Yep. Who would have known M. Night Shyamalan was in the basement?
The whole time.
But you know what? This is not the Attack on Titan podcast. That will be coming out soon.
That'll come out in another season.
Kitty, are we doing... We're doing, right? We're doing full weekly reactions.
We have to.
Yeah, we have to now.
At this point.
We're gonna be so fucking miserable.
I'm gonna be, yeah.
We're gonna be so miserable.
You know what? Maybe it won't be as miserable not watching it in giant, really boring chunks.
So we're just gonna be
tiny boring chunks.
Yeah, we're gonna be bored for 3 months.
Each week instead of bored for hours on end.
Okay, you think we can do that? But I thought I could make it through Seta, and by episode 3 I was done. I'm just picking it apart. So, we should watch Seta together, so you notice how terrible it is.
We might, yeah.
But you know what? This is not about Iseta or AOT. This is about a good story. Magical girl racing project. This was actually really good. This is a sort of story where, as someone who loves storytelling, I would actually share this with other people. I'll be like, hey, watch this. Yeah. The gore was a surprise. That's the sort of thing where, like, I feel like that would hold me back from recommending it to everybody. But I mean,
I handled it pretty well, and I'm not good with gore.
I think I deal well with gore is the dismemberment that always gets me slightly.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel that.
And Nana's death was that actually legitimately fucked me up. And I'm a pretty tough person.
If I hadn't been spoiled, I think it would have fucked me up really hardcore.
But you know what? We want to know what you have to say, what you thought of this whole series, and what was your favorite moment? That's the question of the day. What was your favorite moment of this whole series? We want to thank you for watching. Thank you for tagging along. This was a fantastic journey, and thank you so much to everyone who left comments. And it was delightful to put up a video.
With you.
Yeah. It was delightful to put up a video and like see the comments pop up, and the people who knew the story, and the people who caught things we didn't catch, and your opinions as well. That was always a delight. So thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for joining us in this journey.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Yeah, and we can't... You freaking weeb. You're just a lovely weeb.
I've been to Japan.
I know, it's true.
Take me back.
Oh, shit! Oh.
Take me back to Japan.
Kidding. How dare you be a weeb, Max said, talking to an anime podcast people and a YouTube anime channel.
In my room surrounded by anime.
In your room surrounded... If you heard me pausing, it's because I keep looking up at Kitty's wall of Nendos, and there's the Luluko Nendo, and I freaking love it.
I do love it.
You should like give it to me.
No.
You should like let me borrow it.
We need to watch that.
We're back to the Nendo talk again.
Yep. I need to take out Snow Miku because it's Christmas time.
You know, my favorite Christmas song is No Halation, and with that, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for tagging along, and we hope to see you
next anime. Whatever the heck that's gonna be.
Magical Girl Keikaku away!